Hello and welcome back to the On the Back of the Bus podcast with me, comedian Tom Glover.
And me, Suzy Bennett.
But we're not on the back of the bus anymore.
We're not on the back of the bus.
We're in a new studio. We've gone up in the world. We've spent the Patreon money. We've upgraded this. But the Patreon money has been spent on something, hasn't it?
Yeah, the cushion's
It's been
gone.
spent on our new sign for our rebranded...
Tom and Suzy's packed lunch.
Yeah. That was paid for by the Patreon money. So it's been put to good use. That's all of the Patreon money spent now.
Thank you.
And the rest of this has been funded by other projects that Ben does that are more successful.
Hopefully we can raise enough money to get another cushion. I missed a cushion.
The cushion's gone. We have given that. My daughter's got a cushion.
Yeah.
See, she wanted the cushion, so she's got a cushion. We haven't got enough Patreon money to fund a new cushion.
I've got the mugs though. I've got the
You've got the mugs.
OTB limited edition mugs.
Yes.
I'm going to bring in a Sharpie and we're going to sign them and put them on eBay.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe I'll leave a lipstick mark on one.
Might be worth more without being signed, because that's just a good mug then, isn't it? Yeah. And that little chuckle you can hear, producer Ben has wheedled his way into the room.
He's mic'd up.
He's mic'd up.
And hear his little sides and his little tapping of his fingers as he Googles stuff that we talk about.
Yeah. So he's actually in the room now. He's getting closer and closer. And soon he'll be sat in the middle there, won't he? And then I'll be pushed out the door.
That'd be nice.
So a lot's been happening.
Tom, can I just say, have you done something different to your beard or something? Because I was going to say hair and then I edited myself. You look a bit different. What's happened?
Well, of course, we are 2 days away from the end of my body transformation. So the last time our podcast went out, we recorded before Christmas. And that was like a week into my body transformation. Now 2 days away from the end of it. You were at the start of your marathon journey then as well, and you're now a few days away from doing the London Marathon, and you've listened to a podcast, haven't you?
I've done that.
So,
I downloaded a podcast about procrastination.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll listen to that one day. I haven't done it yet.
No.
But you look incredible. Tell us all about it, please, because look at this, guys. I've seen a shirtless picture, but I'm not sure if you're allowed to put that on.
Well, I did contemplate getting a t-shirt and then cutting the back off and putting Velcro on it, so that when you ask me about it, I could just go.
And then Ben could have, you can leave your hat on ready to play.
But I can't so I've just had to, I'm not going to be nude.
I could have lent you on a Willie's stripper outfits if you'd let me know. He's already got it already in his little dress up box. So
Fancy dress, doesn't he, Willie?
He loves a fancy dress. Now, stop skirting around it. Tell us what's happened here, please. What is happening?
What do you want to know?
I can see some definition has happened, and there's less going on here.
It's because I got a new jumper on.
And you look, producer Josh said hench.
He did say hench. I didn't want to repeat it myself, but he did say hench. But so I've lost 3 stone.
That's amazing.
I've lost 12% body fat. And now the body fat of an elite athlete.
Well,
have you? Yeah. But I did also end up in hospital on Saturday.
Yeah. Obviously, we were all very concerned about Tom on our little message. We were like, is everything okay, Tom? And then you told us what actually happened. And then I left it for a couple of minutes out of respect. But then I did send you an Elvis meme. Because what happened, Tom?
Well, because I'm so physically fit now, my heart rate dropped so low that it makes me susceptible to fainting. And just fainted because I was...
And why did you faint? What were you doing? Were you...
It was diet related.
Did you not have your brown flakes in the morning?
They hadn't had much favour.
Maybe you should have had some prunes.
And overstrained.
You overstrained on the toilet.
And then collapsed.
You collapsed. And did you... Now, I think we all want to know, pants around the ankles?
Well, no.
Did your wife find you? What happened? Did your kids run?
Right, okay, this is what you want to hear about, really, isn't it? I was doing the action, or trying to do the action, and then I felt a pop in my eye. Yeah, and I thought, I burst a blood vessel there. So I stood up to look.
Which eye? Your third eye?
No, just the left one.
Okay.
Stood up to look in the mirror to see if anything had burst, see if there's anything. Because
that's straining, isn't it? That is straining.
Yeah. But it didn't feel. But anyway, and then pulled up the trousers, washed the hands. I was like, right, let's get out of here. Walked out the door, and then bam to the floor. So
it wasn't mid.
Yeah, but I sort of felt kind of just sort of like relaxed down. It's quite relaxing actually. Just relaxed down to the floor, and I just managed to shout my wife's name, and then she came downstairs and just assumed that I was doing a prank. Because that's trouble when you're a comedian, is that when you have potentially had a stroke, your wife will feel that it's a prank. And so she ignored me for a little while, and then the dog came up and started running over my head. And then she went, he's not moving.
Like Lassie.
Yeah, he's still not moving. So then she called her stepmom over, who is a nurse, she laid me, luckily pants on at this time, laid me down
Recovery position.
in a recovery position. Then the ambulance came. Ambulance was called, took me to the hospital, collapsed again at the hospital, having a second attempt at the motion.
Yeah.
And luckily though, the night before, when I first needed this, what we call it, ablution, is that a word?
Yeah, that's a good word.
I needed that. I tried at the gig, and so there was a potential I could have fainted at the gig, which would have been good for my career, I think.
And did the hospital help you with the ablution in medically?
They did. That was proposed.
Did you get to see it?
That was proposed.
Giving back to maybe, and then they bring it over, goes £10.
It was disappointing because eventually, it did emerge, and then I looked and nothing to write home
This
about.
could have all have been avoided if you talked to your Auntie Suzy, because as a previous member of Slimming World, it was always hard to have a poo on weighing day.
Yeah.
But black coffee and a spatula. That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
Well, I didn't have either of those things. I don't drink hot drinks, famously.
Famously.
As we discussed on this podcast, I'll drink a pot noodle.
And then what did I sent you a top tip trying to help you in the future, a squatty potty, which is a little stool thing that you put around, and so you sit in this position.
Yeah.
Trying to do it.
You sent me that, and you sent me the pictures
You
as well.
have to go up your knees up, and then it puts your colon in the right place. So, maybe we could club together and get you a birthday present of a squatty potty.
Yes, that'd be nice. But my toileting's back to normal now.
Yeah, good.
We're all good.
I'm pleased. Sorry, did you burst something in your eye then?
Well, no, they did lots of tests on me, and they seemed happy that I'm not going to die. But by the time this podcast comes out, this could be a posthumous podcast. Okay. This could be in memory of me.
I'll better be a bit more compassionate then. Oh, Tom, I'm sorry.
Would you do a GoFundMe for me if that happens? Because I'm a bit worried because we can only afford to sign for the Patreon. I'm not sure how much. Yeah, that'd be nice.
We'll do it as a lunchbox. The coffin will be a lunchbox. I'll put a picture of Madonna on it, like my old lunchbox. And then there'll be a little flask with your ashes in at the end.
Anyway, good to be back. So
Tom's packed.
A different vibe to this podcast. Well, we called it Tom and Suzy's Packed Lunch because we always end up talking about food, don't we?
Food, yeah. I've got a new packed lunchbox actually.
Have you? Yeah. See, here we go. See, we're into it. We're into it straight away. Who's on it?
It's a yellow submarine. It's like a little...
The Beatles.
Yellow submarine. I've been taking it out on my travels.
Very nice. But so when is your London Marathon from now? How many days you got?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
So by the time this goes out, I'll have done it and I'll have my medal on, and I'll probably win it.
Win
it. Decided.
You reckon? What's your best time so far in your training?
In my training.
How far you gone?
Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
When I became my bridge.
So calm for somebody who's doing a marathon.
Yeah, the thing, I am famously a last minute.
You can't be last minute of a marathon though. We've talked about this.
I did my previous walking marathons. I didn't do. You're supposed to do most of the distance before, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking it. I'm jeffing, so I'm walking, a bit jogging, walking, and a bit jogging. So nothing's really changed since we last spoke, to be honest. Apart from Christmas happened, and I put on a stone, and I've been taking a holiday, doing yoga, getting my straight frock and that, and.
So we've not been together for 4 months on this sofa, but literally there's no change.
I'm taking up more room, you're taking up less room. That's what's happening.
I think you've lost weight as well.
You think so?
Yeah, I think the marathon training is working.
Oh, thanks.
What you have done.
Yeah.
Which isn't enough, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I'm concerned.
I've been Googling it.
You can't Google a marathon. Well, you can't Google a marathon. It's not going to help you run it.
No, people walk it. It's all right.
Maybe do it as like fancy dress where you're like in a pantomime cow, but do it like Mo Farah on the back.
But not tell anyone, but no, he'd be on the front. He'd have to. Well, no, I see if he's on the back and could push.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Something like that.
See if he's available.
You won't need Mo Farah after Tom's transformation with his elite athlete body fat. You could do it.
Place. Do you want to do it?
I'd know, because I'd be petrified in your position right now.
Obviously, the most important thing is the fundraising. So I'm doing it for a local charity.
Yeah.
And I did a fundraising gig last week, and we raised quite a lot of money for my fundraiser. And I wore my marathon top with my name on it.
And what's your charity?
Jeremiah's Journey, your Plymouth charity. And it's going quite well with the fundraising. And I did Rob Deering's running podcast last week.
Yes.
And it was a day, the morning after, I got up really early in the morning. I was in London. And the night before, I'd gone to see Jason Donovan in concert, which obviously I was buzzing. The morning after, I was still buzzing from Jace.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
What was the audience like there?
Like me.
Yeah.
Times 400.
Yeah.
It was a bit more than that. But he was looking good, Jace.
Yeah.
I think he's done a body transformation.
He's doing it all stood up?
Oh yeah, he was running about, jumping about. He did one of them jumps off the thing where they go like that, and he came across on a skateboard at one point, just like Scott in Neighbours.
How old is he?
He's late 50s.
Yeah,
He's 57.
57. There you go, late 50s. He was good. He was really
Late
good.
50s
He was
on a
very
skateboard,
energetic.
though.
I think he's been on the creatine. He only did that once. He knew when to not overdo it. He did it once, went across. It was absolutely brilliant. I loved it so much. I was in the 5th row, so I was within sniffing distance. And,
yeah, does it smell nice?
Well, I couldn't really smell him because there was ladies in front of me, so it was mostly like
You're smelling them.
I could smell Impulse, Charlie Red, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my friend bought me a tote bag.
How old is too old to be on a skateboard, though?
I don't think there is never too old.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Hawk is quite old, but I think he's allowed to. That's his profession.
I don't think you're ever too old for anything, to be honest. But perhaps maybe being a pilot or something. But there was a recent thing going around, and it was an article in a certain paper, and it said it was some woman had written, I found the perfect hairstyle for women over 40. Because they were saying like women over 40 shouldn't have long hair because it's aging and stuff like that. And I found the perfect hairstyle for women over 40. And the comment section was just like, we'll have whatever hairstyle we want, thanks. So it's like, yeah, no, don't tell us what.
What's the hairstyle?
It's like when
Cut it
people
really
say you
short.
shouldn't wear that when you're over 40. I'm like, no, I want to be one of those old ladies who's really eccentric and wears like
good.
sparkles and stuff.
Was the haircut it suggested to cut it all short and dye it purple? Because that seems to be a popular one.
Or like a face framing fringe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, one thing you are never too old to do, of course, and something that you've been doing since the last podcast, because we talked about it back then, learning to drive. So how are you getting on with learning to drive? How many lessons
You're trying to gaslight me into thinking that I've agreed to learn to drive.
Yeah, how many lessons have you had
I never said I would learn to drive, did I?
No, and then we're doing a gig on Saturday, aren't we, in rural Devon, proper rural Devon.
Very rural.
And it's 2 days away, and you messaged a promoter yesterday saying, well, which bus do I get then to the gig? It's basically just a hut in a field.
Right.
It's all right, I can just walk it. You can't get anywhere near it. No, it's a pub, but it's inaccessible. It's barely accessible by car.
Tom, you forget I'm a walker, and I had already Google mapped it, and it was like the coach to Columpton, because you said Columpton, you said generally Columpton, so I was like,
Columpton.
oh, Columpton,
It is near
that's where the
Columpton,
Falcon
in a
goes.
car.
The Falcon bus goes there.
Yeah.
And then I Google mapped it, and it was like, I'll get the bus to there, and then I get one bus, and then it's a 22-minute walk, which is very doable actually. But you're neglecting to mention that on the thread there was other comedians who couldn't get there. So
The other comedians, not me, should have learned to drive by now.
Well,
in an industry
so it's
that
not all on
requires
me.
you to drive.
And
a car.
now the nice man is picking us all up from Exeter, and then I'm getting myself. It's all sorted out. It's all booked, and it's all booked. My mega bus back to Plymouth. It's all done. You don't need to worry your pretty
the
little
nice
head about
man
it, Dom.
who's my friend I went to
Nice
university
man.
with is very stressed. He's having to leave his football match early to come and pick the children
No,
up. And
he
take
said he
them
was going to leave the
to
football
gig.
match early anyway.
No, he said that because he's worried about his gig not going on now because all the comedians can't drive, can't get to a field because they're all from London, and they're like, which train gets to this? There isn't any trains. There hasn't been a train for 50 years.
So
you're going to get there
Ubers in Plymouth
at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and sit around in a pub for 4 hours waiting for a gig to start. But I'll see you at 7:30. I'll see you at 5 minutes to 8 before it starts.
Yeah, you just pop in,
do the gig.
and I'm going to get.
Just look at my hourly rate on that gig. My hourly rate is through the roof compared to yours, because you're going to be leaving at what time are you going to leave the house for that to get on the train?
Well, I'm doing my tour in the daytime, so I will already have left the house at 9 a.m. So I'll just be out.
And what time we get in?
What, home in the evening?
Yeah.
I'll be about 11ish.
No, because the gig won't finish till 10:30.
Yeah, but I'm going after I've been on. We've had this discussion.
Okay.
Without
So 9
you,
to
we've got
11.
a discussion group without you. We've got a panic room discussion without Tom.
I muted
Tom's
it.
very judgmental.
I muted it.
So we've all got a WhatsApp group where we've been sharing photos of you and that.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I'm going to get them to, when you come on stage, I'm going to get them to put on "I'm 60 and I know it," or "He's gotta be so macho, big and strong."
Oh yeah, good choice.
I do think we need to address for the audio listener, which is the majority of listeners, what your new catchphrase pose is, because the audio listener wouldn't have had a clue there, but I think you essentially kissed your fingertips.
Kiss my fingertips, put it in the air, but with my eyes closed, which is something I developed at the last podcast we did. You can't call it a catchphrase, is it? It's a sort of signature move that I started to do.
Okay.
But it's something really for the visual watchers, especially our Patreon members need something, don't they? Well, I think anyone can watch it.
Well, now everyone's going to go on YouTube because obviously you're what's the word? Aesthetically.
Well, yes, I am doing this
pleasing.
show in my pants. If you're listening to this, I am in my pants on the sofa.
How much convincing would it take to get you there?
to do this in my pants.
Because
well,
I don't think it's a lot at the minute.
nah, it'd be a lot, because even if you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger, sat down, no one looks good sat down, do they?
Yeah.
Sofa.
I
Like a little
did.
slug,
Yeah.
the belly rolling over.
A couple of years ago, I had these dungaree shorts, and I was going to a concert in London, and it was summer, and I wore the dungaree shorts, but I hadn't done the sit down test in the dungaree shorts.
Oh yeah.
And I sat down in the pub, and it was like, you know, when you stuff a sausage full of meat. I did the action. I kind of sat down, and it went, and I just like filled it, and I was like, "Ugh!" And my friend's husband looked at me and went, well. And I thought, when your friend's husband looks at you and says, oh well, that's when you know, maybe that's the rock bottom moment.
What colour were the dungarees?
They were black. They're now loose, by the way, the black dungarees. So,
Yeah. Good. Mm-hmm. So no sausage stuffing.
No,
Those
yeah,
dungarees.
the sausage stuffing has gone.
What was you wearing them for?
Concert, we went to see Tenacious D at the O2.
No concerts.
Yeah.
That's well, because you're
As good as
dink.
Jace, to be
You're a
honest.
dink, aren't
If
you?
I'm going to tell the truth.
We were talking about dinks earlier. Double income, no kids.
Oh yeah, that's me. I do what I like. Go and get my nails done later.
Yeah, because our producer Josh is a dink, double income, no kids, but still managed to be half an hour late for the recorder swap with them.
I was on time, wasn't I?
You was on time.
Yeah, got off
amazingly.
Managed to press the button and get out of the train this time.
You did.
The doors open for me this
That's
time.
new look, new year. Isn't it? We're in the new
Me.
studio.
I'm very busy lately. I'm getting up early. I
Yeah.
never get up
well,
early.
you have to get up to run the
Having
marathon
to get up
training. Yeah, you got to get up.
Yeah.
Probably doing like 10 miles a day at this point.
Yeah.
4 weeks out.
So
of the marathon.
I went jeffing with Rob Deering, the comedian, last week for his podcast, and I was a little bit hungover, but I'd bought a rehydration sachet.
What did he think about the training? Did he
was
say
very much behind me and very positive, actually,
Was he?
and very reassuring
different kind of podcast?
and supportive.
Different kind of
Yeah.
podcast. This
We did a bit of, because we were like, he was interviewing me while we were walking and jeffing.
Yeah.
And now and again, I was trying not to appear out of breath, but I was like, that's an interesting question.
Was that a stress-based podcast?
And then at one point we were going under a bridge, and there was a little child like smiling and waving at us. So I went, hello. And I went, oh. And then I said, for the listeners, we just saw a flasher under the bridge. But see, he lolled as well. It was funny. It was funny as well as info. We talked a bit about training and all that shit. And
Producer Ben, can you Google what sort of training you should be doing 4 weeks out of a marathon?
Yep.
I've been getting emails from the marathon saying, so welcome to week 16 of your training. How are you getting on? This week you should go and do this and do that.
What does it say you should be doing?
I should be going for a 45-minute run
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I should be doing according to the...
Or learn to drive. You could drive 26
No.
miles. Easy. Very easy.
It says here that this far before your marathon, you should be at the peak of your training volume or just beginning to taper off, having completed the vast majority of your hard, long
tapering off.
runs.
Don't say that
She's
to
just
Tom.
had taper off now. She's had tapering off.
Tapering off, is that a bit triggering about your hospital visit? About...
Well, I'm not out of the woods yet. It was less than a week ago, so you're
I
going
wish
to
I'd
feel
brought in
very
a Bristol
bad
stool
about that.
chart so you could like point to it and say which one it was on the Bristol.
It's very unremarkable.
Was it?
It's less about the poo. It's more about
Yeah.
they're just very exhausted, overworked.
Because obviously I
very busy
famously had a clonic, and you know, it's very satisfying seeing how much comes out. It's like really...
man. Yeah, that was suggested at one point. as
Because you know when people have things removed, like they get their spleen and all that, and they get to have it in a jar and that.
Yeah,
It's a shame you couldn't...
it wasn't worth it.
I can't believe it took so long to run the tests.
Do you
Surely
think it was in sideways? Do you think that's what happened?
impacted.
Yeah, it was impact.
No, not really.
Because
No,
you
but
know
they
that's
run
how
lots of
Elvis
tests on your
died, by the
heart
way.
and stuff, don't they?
But surely you told them I was trying to poo twice, and they went, "Oh, it's probably that you're straining because you're poo." Like, I'm not a doctor, and I can tell you that's the diagnosis.
No, but that was just something that was stressing me at the point. But like, that's not the reason I was in the hospital. Wasn't because I needed a poo.
Maybe we should have
Well, it was
started a
ultimately, wasn't it?
GoFundMe.
No.
GoFundMe. Please help Tom poo.
That's definitely what you were at the hospital for.
2
because
pounds
once
a
you
month, you
pooed,
can
you
keep
didn't
him
have to
in
go back to
No,
hospital.
because my body was generally exhausted and overworked.
I know.
And then that was the extra strain
I
on the system.
understand, Tom.
Jesus
The extra strain on the system. Because some people have been working me too hard with all the bloody gigs they're booking me for. Tough life, isn't it?
Well, I don't have that problem.
Well, no, exactly. You're having a nice night off on a Friday and a Saturday, but I'm out there working, slogging away. Thank you, Ben.
Well, you can hand some of them gigs to me if you want, Tom. I'm very happy to take them off your hands.
Yeah, well, I might have to after I pass. But new jumper.
So Elvis, I mentioned Elvis because apparently that's what happened. I can see that. It's very nice. It's colour. You see, you're introducing more colour into your life now.
Well, the thing is, my wife's grandma is our number one fan of the pod, and for Christmas she got me clothes vouchers to spend on more jumpers because she said I'm wearing the same clothes.
Beige. Yeah, that are not beige.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the colour. Summer's coming up, so I hope I'd love to see you come in a Hawaiian shirt one day.
Well, in the summer, I used to be in shorts when we first started this podcast. Remember?
It was quite distracting, wasn't it? At one point.
Bollockgate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember, they're going to be looser now, so you do need to get.
Well, there was the episode, of course, when there was a rumour that was part of my body that seeped out the end of a short, but we never saw it, did we?
I never saw nothing.
No, now that we know about your toilet troubles, we don't know what it was slipping out.
Not toilet troubles, just very elite body. That's a bit like Bruce Lee, because apparently if Bruce Lee had a sweet, he'd have gone into hospital because his body was so pure. That's why.
Oh, really?
Really, yeah.
Do you know, there is definitely something in that, because when I did that diet program years ago and we ate all unprocessed foods for weeks, and then we were let out and we all went to the pub and we all ordered a lot of bad food and drinks, and I was poorly for a few days after that.
Yeah, well, that sort of happened on Saturday or Sunday, when it's hospital.
Did all the kids come around and pray at your bed like they did when you had the vasectomy?
No, that wasn't my vasectomy. That was my stag do.
Oh, was it your stag do? Oh, yeah, of course it was. Sorry to bring up the vasectomy. It's because I've got two vasectomized men, and you've had one as well, haven't you,
I'm
Tom?
vasectomized,
We're both vasectomized, because my friend did yours, didn't she, Ben?
She did, yes. We still stay in touch.
It's not even medical professional.
Now and again, did she send you a little happy anniversary?
As a market store in Torquay, just does it there, didn't she?
I have got some facts for you. If you're interested, if you had a question, go for your question. But it's just so Suzy, you should be able to now run 18 to 22 miles regularly. Is that the case?
What you're doing, or if you had all the miles you've run together?
I can walk it. You just got to keep going, haven't you? I've got the correct trainers. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you do well to walk that, because
I don't like running.
Walking a long way is hard. Walking a marathon is very hard.
I know.
Even walking like a few hours, like you start to feel it. But so you have got the fitness there.
With the correct trainers. I've got the weird socks with the foot, the foot glove thing. They go in between your toes. Got all that. Yeah.
Are these all marathon facts you have?
No, not all marathon facts, although 3% of people that start the London Marathon don't finish it. So you could be in the top 3%. That'd be a nice little statistic for you for a poster or something.
I'm not going to be in that.
I hate you finish.
I think the only thing I'm worried about is if it's a really hot day, because I'm used to doing walking marathons at night time.
We are due one.
Yeah, and it was really hot last year because someone I know had to dip out because he got sunstroke.
It always feels like it's quite hot around the marathon.
But Matt Williams said he's going to be there at various intervals with energy gels for me and that. Maybe the odd Calippo.
How's he doing that then? He's running alongside.
No, he ain't doing it.
Yeah, how's he getting to various
the tube,
points?
Wouldn't he? He'd be like, oh, here she is. I'll go get the tube and wait for her over here.
With the energy gels.
And he'll be at the end saying, yeah, just give her another 5 minutes. Don't dismantle it yet. She's coming. Just give her another 5 minutes. Can I just say something that's happened? I was having a catch up with you earlier. I've been spotted twice in the last 2 days.
Yes, because I told you, don't tell me now.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners.
I got spotted. I was in Bristol yesterday and I got off the train and a woman came over and she went, excuse me, I wanted to come and say hello. I'm a big fan. And I said, who is it you think I am? Because I was like, they think I'm someone else. And then she said she saw me in Cinderella and she'd seen me at gigs and that. And I was like, oh. And all embarrassed, but secretly excited because my cousin Sam was with me from Florida. So now I think Sam thinks I'm famous now. Because then on the train today, a lady was smiling at me on the train. And then she said, oh, are you doing the Barrel Cook tour tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. And she went, oh, I'm going to be on it.
Because you're doing the Barrel Cook tours. Are they still going to be running in May?
Are you aware of Barrel Cook and our work?
Yes.
Yes. They will still be running in May. The Barrel Cook exhibition is on in Plymouth until the end of May. And the statues are going to be up indefinitely because everyone loves the statues all around Plymouth. And I've been doing a tour and it's been going really well. It's really fun.
Every Saturday?
Every Saturday at the Box. Have a look at the Box Museum online.
Pack lunch fans. Get on down there.
Come and see me. We walk around Plymouth, talk about Barrel Cook and Plymouth and that. and take in the sights. And then even last week, the landlady of the Dolphin gave us all a glass of port on our way around, which is very nice. Yeah. And we have a lovely time. And then we have tea and cake at the end.
Very nice.
So that's a lot of steps. That's a bit of training. So it's like 10,000 steps on the tour.
Yeah,
and I'm
wearing a slice of cake.
I'm wearing like little leopard print brogues from Clark's on my tour. Because,
that's very barrel cooked.
Very barrel cooked.
Very barrel cooked.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
We haven't actually explained the concept and why it's called Tom and Suzy's Packed Lunch. So as we're wrapping up, shall we explain for the listener what that actually means?
Yeah, because we might get people getting the wrong idea about Tom's Packed Lunch. I'm thinking it's... do you remember they used to call in for Christy his lunchbox, didn't they? Do you remember that when he used to...
Yes, they used to move around.
It's not an OnlyFans for Tom's pants.
No, we just rebranded because we're not on a bus anymore.
We're not on a bus.
We did have dreams.
We're not allowed to be on a bus anymore, let's be honest.
The Patreon money wouldn't afford a bus seat, would it? So, but we always talk about food, and we're going to get a guest on every other week, and they're going to bring their packed lunch in. So we got Kev Mudd coming in next week. He's going to bring in his packed lunch. We have a look inside his lunchbox. And we're going to discuss.
That should be the tagline. Let's have a look in your lunchbox.
Let's don't waste it.
I love a lunchbox.
Don't waste it. Let's have a look inside your lunchbox. So we're going to see Kev's lunchbox, going to go through it, and we're going to unpack him in a way, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. I see what you did there. That's good, isn't it? A lot to unpack. That's the thing that people say now, isn't it?
And yes, we do know that there's a TV show called Steph's Packed Lunch, but it's not going to be very successful, and it's probably been cancelled already, so don't you worry about it. We're taking the name. Sorry, Steph. Move on. That's what I say.
Yeah. I did watch that once, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it as good as this?
And then there was Mel and Sue's light lunch, but ours is a packed lunch. Not a light lunch. It's packed. What have you got for your lunch today?
Chicken sandwich.
Have you?
Yeah, so I'm still in the body transformation.
What kind of bread are you using?
Well, it's very boring. I'll save it for not the pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been buying protein bread.
Have you?
Because it's always reduced in the quap.
During the journey, I've been having that, yeah.
Oh, you're calling it a journey?
Yeah, during the journey.
My friend's currently having medical treatment and she's doing a blog and she says, I refuse to call it a journey. I'm going to call it a palaver.
Yeah.
During my palaver, I've got leftover bolognese with olive bread.
Very nice.
I'm really excited about it. But I think I might not have it yet because I'll be like... Bleh.
Yeah, because you are affected by it.
I have adhered to the coleslaw ban.
Yeah.
So at least I'm not doing that.
Well, I've been very concerned because I've heard my own stomach rumble loads during this.
And mine's grumbled.
I've also got a protein yogurt and a protein flapjack because I've been told, got lots of protein in that.
But we're eating a bit late, aren't we? Because producer Josh was late. So this is actually about half an hour behind schedule now. So... Yeah, it's just been a bit...
Poor Joshua. Should we do some ASMR for Joshua?
Joshua, baby. But that's not ASMR for Joshua, though. That's the listeners are getting that.
Oh, yeah, they love it.
Yeah, do they?
Lunch, packed lunch.
Well, if the patron shoots out us, we're going to have to rebrand.
Lover's packed lunch. Blah, blah, blah.
Right, I think that's it for this episode.
We've had a little catch up on it.
New episode, new studio. We're going up in the world.
Beginnings.
Tell your friends, spread the word. Join the Patreon.
We do get lots of nice feedback, don't we? People enjoy the podcast.
People do like it, the ones that listen.
My mum did tell me off though once because she said, you were on your phone and Tom told you off. And I was like, well, it was to do with the podcast, Mum.
Well, this is unedited now. Before, there was a lot of editing going on.
Do you ever get told off from your mum?
Suzy was burping a lot. She was on her phone a lot. She was sighing, sometimes just like having a little sleep.
Yeah. I think to be fair, now I get up more early in the mornings. I don't think I sigh as much.
No, good. Well, you're not allowed to sigh. You're banned from sighing on the podcast because we're straight through. Everything goes in. Nothing's cut out.
Okay. But no, I am taking more HRT now.
Yeah.
So sometimes I double patch.
She double patches.
Double patch the HRT, so there might be less sighing. I do eat better now as well, so there might be less sighing.
Yeah.
I can't promise anything about the burps. There might be the odd burp.
See, literally everything goes in. Everything she says will be in. Nothing gets cut. Because we're meant to finish this now.
Yeah, sorry.
So shall we say goodbye? Goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you for
We'll see you next week and every week.
Well, before we leave, and I'm sorry, but this is very much my job to try and steer this ship as best as I can. Where are you guys going to be performing in May? Do you know? Because if not, I do.
Right, you are allowed to look at your phone for this bit if you want.
All right, well, I am going to be doing the Barrel Cook comedy tours at the Box every Saturday. Look on the Box website. I'm going to also be doing drag bingo at the Box. I think that's the 3rd of May. And I'm doing lots of bits and bobs. I'm in London on the 1st of May.
You're going to be emceeing Totnes on the 16th of May?
I'll be emceeing Totnes on the 16th of May. Better put that in my diary. I think just put it in the diary. But yeah, look on Suzy B Comedy or Packed Lunch.
Imagine if you looked at my calendar and I was actually in Totnes on the 16th of May.
Are you?
Then there was like a dispute.
And then there was like, oh, well, he's picked the wrong one.
Well, yeah, if you're listening, I'm in Plymouth on the 6th of May, Cirencester 8th of May, Kingsbridge 9th of May, then Yeovil, Plymouth, Wedmore, Lyme, Burnham from the 13th to the 17th of May.
Right, I'm looking
That's
at
how
mine
it's
now.
done. Do you hear that?
Nice.
I'm at the Barbican Theatre Bar, the 6th of May, with Tom Glover, because we're
we're doing it
relaunching the
together.
comedy night. Yeah, Barbican Theatre
Back at
Bar.
the B Bar in
Used to
Plymouth.
be the B Bar. And then I am in Totnes on the 16th, and then I'm in Plymouth on the 17th. And then I'm in Truro on the 28th, and I'm in Millbrook on the 29th, and Bits and Bob's Barrel Tour, and I am going to quiz night with the Dark Destroyer from The Chase in May.
What can people go
That's
to
just
that?
social. That's just social
What do you
thing.
mean? He's on your quiz team?
He's hosting it, so we're going to go to a quiz night, and he's
In
going to be
Plymouth?
there in Plymouth
With a Dark Destroyer?
with Dark Destroyer. It's good, isn't it? We bought it for Mum for Mother's Day.
Yeah. Imagine if I was going for a night out in Plymouth with the Dark Destroyer, I would not think that was going to be a quiz night, but that sounds more like a hen do.
Yeah, it does a bit.
Right, that's the end of this week's episode. Thank you for listening. We will be back next week with Kev Mudd. So see you then.
Cheers.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
All good.